Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Yeah, it's been a while. I didn't ride all week. Today is a Friday. You probably won't see this video until Tuesday of next week. So, yeah, I'm on the Magicycle Commuter bike again. Now I decided to take this one out. I'd already run the battery down, as I mentioned before, but I charged it back up so I can take it out. I know that the next several days we should have some pretty decent weather, so I will be able to get some rides in. So what I did is I charged up this one, then I charged up the two batteries for the Magicycle cruiser bike, because I have two batteries for that. I had hoped to go a little farther, as you know, with that bike, but the winds and everything kind of stopped us. So I figured I'll charge it up, and if we get to go out a little further this time, we will. And if not, then, well, I have enough for the next two rides at least. So we're back on the path here. Let me show you the bike. Let me show you what I did to it, so at least you know. Let's find a good spot to do that in. Maybe here. Oh, that thing's squeaking pretty good. You know, if you haven't used these brakes in a while, they tend to squeak until you've hit them a couple times. So let me show you what we have. Yeah, they need a deflapilator. If you guys don't know what that is, that's like a spring that holds things together. That's what the bike looks like. You might notice too that I have a Rock Bros bag in the middle now. And I took out the Magicycle bag, put on the Rock Bros, bought that triangle bag, so I can carry more stuff. Yeah, so smaller water bottle, so it doesn't flop over as much. I still have the little noose over the top of it, so it doesn't fall all the way down. It's got to go on an angle. Let me show you. It's so I've got this thing here just to keep it from falling over, because it's on an angle because of the way the rack is. Let me show you the rack on this side. See how this rack is on an angle? So it's got to do that. I got the little light blinking here. I have an external flashing light here. This is not the one from Magicycle. It's just one that I had on the Rad Rover before. So I put it on here. Everything's wired up. There's a USB port here that comes off of this. So it's going into the cell phone. These are hydraulic brakes. Just mechanical brakes, I'm sorry. Mechanical brakes. So yeah, you have to check them every now and then. So I check everything. I check the tire pressures before I go out, and the tire pressure had dropped. You know, I hadn't used it in over a week and something maybe. So tire pressure had dropped. It dropped down from 50 pounds of pressure down to 30 pounds of pressure on this one, 35 pounds of pressure on the front one. So yeah, you have to check these things. And inside here, this is my my air pump. You guys know I use this, right? There's Amazon affiliate links in the description of all my videos. I have a multi-tool. This one's made by Rock Bros, which is, you know, just a bunch of hex drivers. I brought this Medi wiper, hand sanitizing wipes. You know what happened last time with the birds. So yeah, I bring that. This is a tire patch kit. Let me see if I can open this up here. So there's tire patches here, little sandpaper thing. These are self-adhesive patches, so you don't need cement. I don't know how good that will be. Oh, and then I also have a couple of these, two of these things. This is tire levers. So when you're taking off your tires and getting the inner tube out of there, that kind of helps you along so you can get to it easier. Let me show you what else I have here. It's a tight fit because I got so much stuff in here now. Then on this side, spare inner tube with a Presta valve. Underneath here, here's another pump. I've never used this. I bought this bought this when I first got the Rad Rover 5, my first e-bike. And that just slips underneath. There's like a Velcro, not Velcro, like elastic band there. I stick that under there. So I bought that when I had the Rad Rover 5, thinking that I was going to pump up the tires with it. Well, hey, you know how hard that would be on the fat tires? That's when I immediately said, I got to get something better than this. That's when I bought the compressor, and ever since then, I've been using the compressor. Haven't used the other hand manual pump at all. But I figured, hey, I got it. I might as well put it somewhere, so I put it here on the bike in case I forget to bring the compressor, because I move that back and forth from bike to bike, as you know. So there'll always be a pump with me here. Now you got to get higher PSIs on these tires. These are street tires, 27 by 1.25 inches wide. So it's not a huge volume in there, but you gotta have a high pressure, and that hand pump will handle Presta valves as well. So I figured, well, probably be the best place for it then, right? So where are we headed today? Well, I don't know. We know that we can do 22 miles if I stay within level 1 or level 2 of our assist. But I'm just going to ride it the way I normally ride it. If I want to do a level 3, I'm going to do a level 3. Yeah, I'm still sniffling. Weather is about, what is it, about 57 right now. So I've got long pants on. I have 2 sweatshirts on. I have my bike gloves on. I have my safety vest on. I have my little beanie cap underneath my X-Needle helmet. I did remember to turn on the X-Needle helmet, so I'm blinking on the rear of the bike. That little blinky light you have to plug in to charge. It doesn't power up from the battery of this bike, but they do include that with the bike when you buy it. They have a little light here too, but you know it's such a low power, and I want blinking, so I just put on the other one there because it was easy. I had already charged this stuff up, so I had it sitting around. I figured I might as well use it. Yeah, sniffling all over. So yeah, okay, I think maybe what we'll do is let's take the path. It's probably going to be a lot of leaves all over the place, I would tend to think. A lot of leaves have come down. I don't know how safe that is when you're riding a bike, whether that makes it slippery or not. Probably does. Just have to be careful, I guess. There is less rolling resistance with these tires, but you know, dropping down to up to 30 PSI from 50, that's a 40% drop of air pressure. That's a huge amount, all right? So I'm thinking if you have this bike or any of these thin tire bikes or any of these Presta valved inner tubes, I think you better check your air pressure every time you go out. I do it every single time, and I was just surprised it would drop that much. I dropped that much last time on the front tire because, as I told you guys, that thing wouldn't hold any air at all. I mean, it was under pressure, it was losing air. But without pressure, there's no puncture in there. I'm putting it up to bad Presta valve. That's why I bought another inner tube for it. Now I have my choices to pick a bike to go out to take this ride, but I know in the next couple of days it'll be slightly warmer, and so I figured if I take the Magicycle Cruiser, which has 2 batteries, I might be able to do a farther ride. And since today is not as warm, it'll only hit a max of maybe 60, 61 today. I take this one because this is going to require me to pedal, as you know. I'm not going to go as fast on this bike, but that's okay. This is a Class 1 bike for those who are new to the channel, which means you don't have any throttle. It will assist you up to 20 miles per hour. It is also 350 watts of a hub motor on here. It's so small you can't even see the motor almost. If you're riding it, nobody knows it. It is belt driven. There's no chain. That's why you hear no noise out of this bike. Here, listen. You don't hear a thing. I'm backpedaling right now. You don't hear anything, and that's because it's belt driven. There's no gears. It's a single speed, but you do have pedal assist up to 20 miles per hour. And yeah, I've been able to take this bike up to around 20, 21, 22 miles per hour from pedaling. So yeah, this is the bike that's going to give me the exercise, because I can't rely on any type of throttle, because I have no throttle on here. Being a single speed, it makes it harder to get started from a dead stop. If you're going up an incline while you're dead stopped, you're going to have a real hard time getting up that. So yeah, this is the most basic of e-bikes that I have, and as I mentioned before, this is probably my number 2 favorite bike. I've never said what my number 1 favorite bike is, because I still haven't figured out what that would be. They all have good and bad, of course, so. Thank you. So, the reason I feel this is my number 2 is because if my number 1 has everything that I really like on an e-bike, I would probably be riding that most often. And then I would take something like this when I just want to have fun riding a bike that nobody can tell is an e-bike. Yeah, and nobody really can see it. They can't tell anything. Now, I tightened this once before. It seems to have loosened up again. I could tighten it again, but we'll see how it does. On your left. Okay, now starting up from here, dead stopped. It's a little bit of a challenge. We're going to come up to the hill test pretty soon. This is the hill that we usually use to test out how well the bikes do. Now, there's no way to test this as a direct comparison to the others, because the others we tested using the throttle only going up the hill. And most of them, I guess, seem to be around the 12 and 13 mile per hour range, something like that, get up this hill. We have to pedal this, so we have no option, right? We don't have any throttle on this thing. So I think what I'm going to do is when we get up to that hill, I can't take it from a dead stop either, because it's going to be too hard to even start this bike up to going up the thing. You'd never, it'll be like 5 miles an hour, right? So I'm just going to have a running start on it. But I will put it on pedal assist level 5 as we go over the hill. Give it every bit of fair chance. Because actually when you throttle full blast, that's like putting it on 5. But of course, as you're pedaling, you're actually helping the bike too, which we're not helping it on the other bikes because it's all throttled. But hey, no throttle on this one, so this is what you get. So let's see how well it does. It's right after we go through this bridge. All right, now if there are people there, I will have to abort the test. I won't run into people. But if there's nobody there, we'll keep going. But if they're coming towards us, I'll keep going too, because they can see me. But if they're not, then oh well. All right, so let's move up to 5. And I'm not pedaling real hard. I'm just keeping the thing moving. That's about it. All right, so we're going to be going up the hill in a second here. We're doing about 18 point something miles per hour. We're approaching the hill. Pedaling. I'm not suffering while I'm pedaling. All right, it's dropping. 11.3, 11.1, 11.1. Okay. So yeah, let's drop back down. 11.1 miles per hour getting over the hill with a running start. Pedal assist level 5 while pedaling. Well, yeah, that's not like that's not like the other ones that are doing 13 point something. You guys get a lot of political text. I've been getting that like crazy since the midterm elections are coming up. Yeah, most of them I don't read, I just delete. Those are unsolicited texts, right? It's just like people spamming you with the phone. Well, these guys are using their text to do it. Yeah, it's a good thing I wore 2 sweatshirts. I think the second sweatshirt helps. It's usually not my body that's code. It's usually my arms that are code. So having a double layer of sweatshirt on does help out. Now, at one time, they had sprayed all of this area with insecticide, and all these bugs were coming out, hitting me in the face like constantly. I got off that trail as fast as I could. Wasn't too good. But yeah, it seems to kind of calm down a little bit now. All right, going downhill a little bit. Almost 19 miles an hour going down a hill. Down an incline, a hill, whatever you want to call it. All right, now somebody said to me, I'm going the wrong way over here. Let me show this, okay? Take a look at these lines, okay? That tells you turn left. So for the gentleman who said you're going down the wrong way, because I think he saw the street here, he says you're going the wrong direction. No, not really. This is the only direction you can go if you're heading towards a forest preserve, which is what we're doing. So the thing is a lot of people make quick judgments that, you know, you're riding wrong, but I'm not. This is the only path to get to the forest preserve. Now, as you saw there, they put a striping there on the ground to show you that, yeah, you got to stay on this one side, because they know bike riders come down here and come back from here. This is the only sidewalk. There's no sidewalk on the other side. You see, that's just grass. And there's no way to cross the street unless you want to jaywalk it, jayride it. So yeah, this is the only way to go. So no, I was not in the wrong. If you see the video here, I was not in the wrong to do this, because this is the only way to ride to get to the forest preserve, okay? So yeah, before you guys are quick to judge me or anybody else, sometimes you don't see it all, right? Okay. Sniffing on over. Now there's a guy that's going to do a right-hand turn. You can see his blinker blinking. So we got to keep an eye on him as we cross. Hopefully he sees me. I think he does. I'm looking right at him. So that he knows he better not go. Like now here, I can't move fast because I can't pedal quick. It's a tough pedal to get started. Yeah, look at all the leaves here. This can't be good. You can't even see the path. It's just leaves. You don't know what you're running over here. I saw on one of the forums on Facebook, somebody had mentioned that they had run over a snake Yeah, I came close twice to running over a snake. Yeah, that's not good. He said the snake survived. He was moving around really good. He got run over by a bike. So, alright, so what are they doing over here? Like they got everything ripped open here. Like mounds of dirt. Don't know. A lot of dust. That was a lot of dust. When the car came through there, it just kicked up all the dust. Trying my best to hold my breath. Alright, so we have an option here. We could take the shortcut, which is right here on the right, which we're not going to do. We're going to go up the hill, because we want to see how well we do up the hill. So let's go to pedal assist level 5 again. Go up the hill. Now, I am kind of ghost pedaling at this point. The motor is really bringing me up the hill. Doing pretty good, 17 miles per hour, pedal assist level 5. When would it be less? 4. Yeah, I could feel a drop and help, but you can do 4 up this hill. Go back down to 3 or 2 even. Hello, hi. Okay, other bike riders riding. Not e-bikes, they look like regular bikes to me, I don't know. I didn't see any battery there. So yeah, I am pedaling, folks. A rarity. Yeah, a lot of times I don't pedal while I'm talking to you guys. Gives me less to think about. A lot of times I'll just use the, oh, we gotta go up this hill. Let's move up the 5. Yeah, a lot of times I just use the throttle, so I don't have to think about pedaling and talking and navigating and everything. But in this case, no choice. Alright, got up the hill no problem. Not as fast as typical, but hey, I also read that somebody mentioned most of these reviewers and the like seem only interested in speed, how fast their bike can go and how powerful their motors are. Yeah, well, I think it's a performance thing, right? People want to see how well the performance of a bike is. So yeah, I think that's why a lot of the reviewers think about that part of it. But yeah, I'm not always just interested in speed, as you know. I mean, I like my speed. I do speed. I can go as fast as 28 miles per hour, some of my bikes. But more often than not, I'm hovering around 18 miles per hour on average, I think. That's usually my norm. Right now I'm doing 21, 22 almost. So, yeah. We're looking at performance of how well a bike can do. So of course, part of that performance thing is how fast can it go, how quick can it do it, that type of thing. But yeah, I'm also interested in the ride. How well does it ride? How does it feel? Okay, they fixed this road now finally. All right, let's turn it around. The problem with this, of course, is again, I got to go over the top of this thing. It's a slight incline. I've only got one speed to go. And so if I don't move fast enough, I get run over. You see how slow I'm getting started. I had to make sure that there's not any cars coming, or I'd have a hard time getting through there. Now with the throttle, I could just throttle it past there and I'd be fine. There is something to say about having a throttle, but this type of bike is not really for that. It's for enjoying the actual ride as a regular bicycle with some help. That's why I like it. So what about all these other bikes? Okay, as you know, let's stick with the Magicycle brand. Let's talk about that. There's several bikes. There's the Cruiser, there's the Ocelot Pro, and a standard Ocelot too now, which is a little lower powered version of the Ocelot, and also less battery length for your range, and then also standard mechanical disc brakes rather than hydraulic brakes. So you save some money that way too. And then there's the Jaguar Undy, which is the folding bike with hydraulic brakes. So each of them have their own benefits. If I'm going someplace with a car, I take the folding bike, of course. If I'm just riding for distances and, you know, general riding, I'd be using the Cruiser. If I'm just joyriding like I am right now, just riding for the sake of riding a regular like styled bike, I take the commuter bike. So every one of them has a specific purpose. Now the next couple days that I'll be riding, I'll be using the Cruiser bike because I have 2 batteries for it. Now additional batteries are coming for the Ocelot Pro and the Jaguar Undy for me. I got confirmation again from Magicycle that they are sending that to me. But like I said, by the time it shows up, it'll be so cold I won't want to do it. We'll have to hold on to it for the winter. But you know, if the weather does allow, I will try to do it with those extra batteries. Then I don't have to just take the Cruiser. I can take the Ocelot Pro, or I can take the Jaguar Undy out and go some distance. Now I appreciate the fact that they give it to me too. Not everybody gets one, but they know based on the way I do my rides and my reviews and everything, I really do need that second battery. Otherwise, I'm stuck in this area. I can't really do much other than this general area because I'd run out of battery. And because of the fact that I'm a heavier rider, I'm about 255 pounds or so, and a lot of times I do throttle, I eat up batteries like crazy. I don't get the 40 miles of range out of a battery. My wife does. Yeah, she has that Rad Mini Step Through 2 with her standard Rad battery. She was doing 40 miles and still had 3 bars out of 5 on that thing. I ate up 2 of the Engwe batteries when I took the ride with her out at where were we? Fox River Trail we were on. So yeah, it depends a lot on your weight and how you ride and the like. Now I was watching Citizen Cycle. You guys probably watch him as well. And he just recently did a range test with his Ocelot Pro, and he got, what did he get? Like 40 miles out of that thing or something, give or take, something like that. I got about 30. Wasn't it? A little over 30, something like that. On your left. So he's a lighter guy. I think he said, you know, with jacket on and everything, but I don't know, he's around 185 pounds. Well, with my jacket on and everything, I'm probably like a 260 pound. So there's a difference, but you can see the difference in what he got for range versus me. He got over 10 miles, or probably roughly around 10 miles more than I did on his battery. So that's a good improvement, but it really does depend on weight, terrain, riding style, pedal assist levels, all sorts of things, whether you use the throttle or not using the throttle. It's a lot of things involved. Okay. Alright, so I will not use the bell here because he saw me. The thing is, sometimes I will use the bell on some people and sometimes I won't. There's no reason to use a bell when the guy sees you, right? He knows you're there. He turned and he looked. So, others, I'm so far off to one side and he's on the other side, it's not worth using the bell. I think it just scares people more than anything. Some people you have to use the bell. Like, okay, for instance, the guy who was rollerblading, you got to use the bell. He doesn't know you're there. He probably can't even hear me. This bike has no noise. All he's hearing is his rollerblades on the pavement. So, okay, so what else is coming up? Well, yeah, there's one more bike coming. Yeah, one more bike coming. I'll give you a sneak announcement that there's one more coming. Now, I told you guys I wasn't going to take on another bike. I told some of the other companies I wouldn't take on another bike until spring. But this bike is from one of the existing manufacturers that we've worked with before. And they asked me if I could do it. So I told them, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're not doing a range test this year, all right? I'm not going to take the bike out for 20, 30 miles in the freezing cold. So I said what I will do is I will introduce the bike, give an overview of it, do a little quick ride about it, and that's about it for this year. And then you're going to have to wait until next year before you get the range and everything. And they said that would be fine. But I did say to them, you guys just want to wait till spring? And they said no. They wanted it shown this year. So yeah, so we got one more bike coming. And then they told me too that they're going to have a Black Friday type sale on it as well. So they said please mention the Black Friday special. They haven't finalized what the special will be yet, but they just said that they know they're going to have one. So they says please mention that. So yeah, we will. Obviously, we'll help them out as best as we can. And I think a lot of these companies have a Black Friday sale going on. They're not the only one, right? But they want to make sure that you know that they have some specials coming. So keep your eyes open for that review when it gets there. Now, it is a little different bike than we have done in the past, and that's why I said, okay, I will help you out and take one and do the review this year. So, yeah, I don't know. I just hope the weather holds out for us. I don't know when they're going to be shipping it. They said they will ship it as soon as they can. On your left. So, I don't know when it's going to be shipped. They said that they will let me know when it is, so it hasn't been shipped yet. Let's hope they do it fast, because I think we're going to run out of weather if they don't. So yeah, there's leaves down. I'm trying my best to be careful over them, but I mean, how much can you do? I mean, if it's underneath you and you don't know it, yeah, you could slip out from it. Now we've ridden almost 8 miles already, 7.9 miles. We know we can do at least 22 at pedal assist level 1 and 2. I don't really want to do the full range on this ride. Okay, that was a attempt to a stop. Didn't quite hit it. I don't really want to stop, quite frankly, on this bike. I looked around, make sure there was no cars out there. That's the parking lot. You know, that's the one people always jump out all over me on the senior video. That you're passing this stop sign, you're passing that stop sign. Well, there's nobody there, and like I said, I really can't stop very well and start up again on this type of bike. I think what we'll do is we'll go around this one more time, and then I'm gonna head out of here. I'm not gonna do the other way, the way we came in. I knew that this today's ride would not be as long as some of our other rides, because it's a little colder today than it will be in the next couple of days. Yeah, this has got a lot of leaves on here. Look at that. You know, if you're in the heavily wooded part of it, you can't even see where the path is. It's all covered over. You just have to be careful. Now, if there was a snake underneath there, I would never know it. I'd be running him over too. Same ladies again. Hello again. Hello again. Hello again. So he must have went down that one way and came back. Yeah, I gotta tighten this thing down because it's bouncing all over the place. Whatever. Whatever, we'll fix it later. So, yeah, this bike requires a little bit of exercise. You gotta keep pedaling to keep moving. What time is it right now? 1:22. Yeah, we have to wait till the afternoon. We got to get that weather a little bit better. So, whereas I used to go out early in the morning, I don't do it anymore. Way too cold. Morning time during summer, and during the fall, it's got to be in the afternoon. Now, I could take this bike back and then grab the other bike. That's a possibility. Or I could just wait till tomorrow. Either way. Still debating. Depends on how tired I am. Now, you guys know too that I changed the height of this stem. I changed it out to an adjustable stem. The link is inside the description of the video. If you decide to do that either to this bike or any other bike, okay, you have to measure the diameter of your handlebar at this point, and you got to measure the stem diameter going down, connecting to your stem, all right, or to your fork essentially, because there's a stem that comes up from the front fork. I'm just kind of cruising a little bit here, taking it easy a little bit. There's different diameters, so you have to kind of know which one it is. The first one that I ordered was wrong. I had to return that one to get another one. So, yeah, it's not universal. You have to make sure you have both those dimensions correct to do it. But bringing this up higher, you know, I mean, if you, I don't know if you can see this. Let me do this. Bring okay. Difference in height of this, the diameter of this, difference in diameter over here. But bringing this thing up higher made it so much easier, because otherwise I'm leaning forward and down, because I have my, let's bring that back up here. I have my saddle up pretty high, because I like a full extension when I ride. Okay. Now, by full extension, I don't mean that my knees lock out. There's a slight bend, but I'm saying an extension well enough so that I have decent extension while I'm pedaling. Some people like the saddle way down, so that when they hop off the bike, they're actually still sitting on the saddle. Well, that's actually a little too low for full extension. I mean, you think about it. If you can touch your foot, both feet flat on the ground while you're still sitting, imagine what that would be like when you're pedaling and still sitting. It's even higher. So you're not really getting the extension. It's not good for your knees, first off, okay? And I should know, I had a knee replacement done. I know all about knees, all right? It's not good for your knees, and you're not getting good efficiency from pedaling. Now, I know why people do it, because they want to be safe on the bike. They feel that if they have to stop, they don't have to hop off the saddle, they don't fall over, that kind of thing. Okay, if that's your concern, then of course, then you have to do it that way. But if your concern is, hey, I want to get the most efficiency in pedaling, then you're doing it wrong then, all right? At that point, then I think you need to adjust, okay? So we're still on pedal assist level 3. I am not really pedaling hard, like I said, and my legs are still moving around, but it's not like heavy-duty pedaling. Now, if you didn't have a motor, yeah, you would be pedaling hard, because you're going up inclines and everything on this path. So having that motor really does help. Now I do have a Bikeroo seat saddle on here. These Bikeroo saddles are not that comfortable. They used to be, but they're not anymore. The old ones seem to have better foam. This stuff is kind of hard, the foam. It is a wider saddle, so my butt is on there, but I'll tell you, that giddy up saddle, as weird as it looks, feels really good. So I've left that one on the Cruiser. So am I going to switch all these out to that? Nah. I paid too much money for these saddles already. I've got a lot of saddles. A lot of Bikeroo saddles. I bought, I don't know, what did I buy? 5 or 6 of those things when they were on sale for like $18 and something cents each. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna buy more saddles again to replace them. Just gotta deal with it. Now, if you haven't bought any saddles yourself, then you got a couple choices, right? The most popular saddles are the Bikeroo saddle, the Cloud 9, and this Giddy Up saddle is coming up strong too now. They have a couple different models, but I'm talking about the one that's, I think they call it an extra large with LED, something like that. It's got a blinking LED light in the back of it. It looks like big wings on the side of the saddle. It's so wide, but yeah, it feels real good. As much as I want to hate that thing, I can't really hate it. It just feels too good because it just looked weird. Okay, it doesn't look like a regular bike saddle, but man, that thing feels good. It takes a while to get used to because you're kind of rocking back and forth, left and right, because the two sides of that saddle aren't really supported. The support is in the center, and so those side things just kind of like cushions your butt, but it doesn't really. There's no real support there, so you kind of rock left and right on it. But I like it. Didn't think I would, but I do. There's a lot of things that I didn't think I would like. I end up liking. It's just like this bike. Before I got the bike, I didn't think I'd like it at all, but I actually like the bike. It's kind of weird. Okay, we're gonna head out of here. Alrighty. Back out of this thing. Hey, I appreciate you guys following along, staying with me. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.